The house had been empty for nearly 20 years, its iron gates rusted shut, and its windows dark like blind eyes watching the street decay around it. People whisper about what had happened inside, about blood, money, and vanished men, about secrets that refuse to stay buried. So when a poor widow signed papers to buy the abandoned mafia mansion for just $100, the town did not gasp in amazement. They shook their heads, convinced she had made the worst mistake of her life. What they did not know was that behind those crumbling walls waited a truth powerful enough to rewrite her fate and redeem a past everyone wanted to forget. Before the story continues, take a moment. If you believe in silent heroes and second chances that arrive when hope feels exhausted, please like this video, comment, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps keep stories like this alive. Her name was Eleanor Brooks, a Christian widow in her late 50s living in a small town in the United States where opportunities dried up years ago. Eleanor's life had once been simple and full. She had loved her husband deeply, a factory worker with gentle hands and strong faith. When illness took him too early, it also took their savings, their plans, and the future Eleanor thought she understood. What remained was a small monthly check, a rented room that barely held warmth in winter, and loneliness that echoed louder than any sound. Eleanor survived by refusing to quit. She cleaned houses, folded laundry at a motel, and volunteered at church whenever her body allowed. Faith was not loud in her life, but it was constant, stitched quietly into every day. Still, the fear of homelessness crept closer each month as rent rose and work slowed. When the county announced it would auction off long-abandoned properties for unpaid taxes, Eleanor listened without intention. She had no dreams of owning anything again. The mansion sat at the bottom of the list, its name still tied to an old crime family that once ruled the area with money and intimidation. Fires, raids, and arrests had emptied it overnight. No one wanted it. People feared it. But Eleanor saw something else. She saw a wall still standing. She saw a roof. She saw a chance to stop running. With borrowed money and shaking hands, Eleanor placed a minimum bid, $100. The room stayed silent. The gavel fell. Laughter followed her out the door. The first night she entered the mansion, Eleanor felt the weight of history press against her chest. Dust coated every surface. Furniture lay overturned, frozen mid-chaos, as if the people who lived there fled, without looking back. The air smelled of mold and old smoke. She slept on the floor, wrapped in a coat, praying she had not made a terrible mistake. Days turned into weeks as Eleanor began cleaning room by room. She worked slowly, resting often, fighting fear and exhaustion. Neighbors watched from a distance, some amused, others uneasy. Rumors spread that she would uncover something dangerous. Eleanor ignored them. She believed God did not lead her there to abandon her. One afternoon, while clearing debris from the basement, she noticed a section of wall that sounded hollow when tapped. Behind a shelf bolted to the concrete, she found a hidden door. Her heart raced as she forced it open, revealing a narrow room sealed off from the rest of the house. Inside were stacks of ledgers, lock cases, and boxes labeled with dates decades old. Eleanor did not understand what she had found, but she felt the importance of it. The ledgers documented money flows, hidden properties, and accounts that had never been seized or claimed. Among them were letters written by the former mansion owner, a man who once ruled through fear but ended his days in regret, haunted by the harm he caused. In those pages, he wrote about faith he had mocked, about guilt that never slept, and about a plan to give everything away if anyone ever discovered the truth he left behind. Eleanor sat on the basement floor and cried, overwhelmed by the weight of it all. She was a widow who could barely afford groceries, now holding evidence of stolen wealth and unfinished repentance. Fear returned stronger than before. She prayed harder than she had in years. Instead of hiding the discovery, Eleanor contacted authorities and legal counsel through her church. Investigations followed, confirming the authenticity of the documents. What shocked everyone was a legal clause attached to the hidden assets. The former owner had placed everything into a conditional trust. Whoever lawfully purchased the property and revealed the records would become caretaker of the funds, tasked with restoring what had been destroyed. Eleanor did not become rich overnight. She became responsible. Millions were redirected into community rebuilding, victim compensation, scholarships, and shelters. Eleanor remained in the mansion, now repaired slowly with donated labor and local help. What once symbolized fear became a place of healing. The town changed its tone. The widow they laughed at became a quiet force for good. Eleanor opened the mansion's doors to community meetings, counseling services, and food programs. She walked the halls every night, grateful, humbled, and still unsure why she had been chosen, but faithful in her task. Her own life softened too. She no longer feared eviction. She no longer went to bed hungry. Yet she lived simply, refusing luxury, believing comfort was not the point. Redemption was. If this story has touched your heart, if it reminded you that courage can live inside quiet people and that good can grow from dark places, please engage with this video by liking, sharing, and subscribing. Your support helps these stories reach others who feel forgotten. Years later, children played in the yard where fear once ruled. Music echoed through halls once silent. Eleanor often sat on the front steps at sunset, hands folded, whispering prayers of gratitude. She never claimed the mansion saved her. She believed God used her to save it. Before the story ends, please comment below and share what part of this journey moved you the most. Someone reading your words may find hope they desperately need. Because sometimes the greatest miracles are not loud or glamorous. Sometimes they arrive quietly, wrapped in courage, faith, and the heart of a woman who refused to give up